Car accidents are very scary, and sometimes they can prevent you from wanting to drive, or you just are afraid to get in a car for a while after what had happened. Despite this being a small car accident, it did definitely prevent me from wanting to learn how to drive. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. If you didn't already, I post every day of the week for a while, and today in this video, I'm going to retell you guys my scary car accident story that prevented me from wanting to drive. And this is a story about how I was in a car accident. It was a small car accident. Nobody got hurt, but it did really scare me to the point where I didn't want to learn how to drive. So this is a story about how I was in a car accident with my dad and my brother, and I made this video a few years ago, and I titled it The Story Behind Why I Don't Drive, and I actually just deleted that video just because I didn't like how it was edited. It was filmed on an iPad, and I didn't have an editing system at the time, and I didn't know how to edit properly, so I decided to redo this. And I did mention this in my 25 questions tag. If you would like to see that, I will link it down below if you didn't see. So I'm going to retell the whole story just so it's better edited, and I hope you guys like it. So this is a story just to teach you guys. It's pretty scary when you get in a car accident. Even if you're not hurt, it can and will prevent you from wanting to learn how to drive, especially you may be afraid from driving for a while, or sometimes it can cause some scary issues. So always just be careful when you're driving, or if you do drive, just please be careful of how fast you're speeding, and always just be aware of what you're doing on the road. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the story. Oops, I forgot to mention that this is a Knit With Me story time. So this all started about 17 years ago. I was about 13 years old. My dad wanted to take me and my brother out to dinner, but he wanted to take us to a movie too, but the movie that we wanted to see was actually R-rated, and I was 13, so I couldn't go. So, and my brother was 16 or 17 at the time, but my mom didn't want me to go, and so my dad decided to cancel the movie because he didn't think it was fair because he didn't want me to feel left out. And also we couldn't find any movies that we wanted to see anyway, because all the other movies didn't look like we would have interest in them, and neither did my dad. So he decided to just take us out to dinner. So we're going in the car, and we're going in my dad's red Saturn, and as we're driving, my dad is driving the car, we get on the freeway, and as we're on the freeway, we're driving. Then all of a sudden, as we're driving, my dad hears someone screeching behind them, and then all of a sudden, this person because this happened so quickly, this person ended up ramming the back of my dad's red Saturn. My brother and I could feel it hitting because we were both in the back seat. I had hit my head on the cushion of the seat, luckily, and my dad felt it too. So my dad stops the car, and luckily my dad was able to stop the car, and then we get out, and we're safe on the side of the freeway. And the guy who had ran into my dad's car noticed what he did and apologizes to my dad. And my dad was very nice to the guy, and he knew he didn't mean any harm. He was speeding and not paying attention. I think that's what happened. He was speeding and not paying attention. And all of a sudden, a police car comes over, or I think it was a police car comes over to seize the commotion, and they look and saw that my dad had gotten rear-ended. So I'm All of a sudden, a police car, the police officer, who was very nice, he was able to get a hold of a tow truck or something, and he called the tow truck. We stand out there for quite a while because we're like in the freeway. My dad luckily had his cell phone on him, and he calls my mom to come and get us because we're in an accident and everybody was rear-ended. So luckily we were able to get a tow truck to tow my dad's car away. It was sad because he had that car for a really long time, and we were standing out on the freeway. Luckily it wasn't cold because we would have been freezing, and luckily we were all like wearing shorts and stuff. So we were standing out on the side of the freeway. I think it was the freeway. I don't remember where we were, but we were standing outside the freeway for quite a bit. Then all of a sudden, a car pulls up, and it's my mom. My mom had come to pick me, my dad, and my brother up from getting rear-ended. So my dad gets in the car, he gets in the front seat, and my brother and I get in the back seat. And my mom decides to take us home, and so we can eat dinner there, since even though we were planning on going out to dinner, we had no way to get to dinner. So my mom had already cooked dinner at the house, so she decides to take me and my dad and my brother back to the house so we can have dinner. And I don't remember what my mom cooked that day, but my dad was able to stay over at the house because he couldn't get home because he didn't have a ride, because he didn't have a way to get home because he didn't have his car. And my brother and I ended up having dinner with my dad, my mom, and my stepdad, and my dad at the time, and my sister. And I forgot what my mom cooked that night, but I know she had some dinner left over and enough for us to eat. So we ended up just eating there, and my dad ended up spending the night because he couldn't get home because he didn't have his car. So the very next day, I'm glad my brother and I didn't have school until like the 7th and stuff, because our school started late. And my dad has to get to work the next day, so my mom ends up having to driving him to his job because he didn't have a car to get to work, and because he didn't have a car to get to work, unfortunately. But luckily, I was glad that my mom was able to help him out despite this car accident. So the moral of the story is car accidents are very, very scary, especially when you're a teenager and you're in a car with a parent. They can be very, very scary. And it's like not really... it's not really like something that you expect. So sometimes car accidents can happen when you least expect it. So always be careful when you're driving. Like I said, I was glad neither me, my brother, nor my dad got hurt, but it was still a very scary experience. So you should always be careful when you're driving, because you can and will rear end or rear front or whatever. I don't know how to say the term. You can accidentally hit someone in their car. So always be careful when you're driving. So that was my scary car accident experience story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for all, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe.